Most new landlords don't lose money from bad tenants. They lose it before a single tenant ever moves in. And by the time they realize it, the damage is already done. We're talking $10,000, $20,000, sometimes $50,000 gone in the first year. Not from bad luck, but from a handful of completely avoidable mistakes. The number one killer is this. New landlords fall in love with the property instead of the numbers. You buy with your heart, you decorate with your taste, and you price the rent based on what you need to cover the mortgage, not what the market will actually bear. Think of it like opening a restaurant. Because you make great pasta for your family, your feelings about the pasta are irrelevant if nobody in that neighborhood wants pasta. The market doesn't care about your vision board, and your mortgage payment is your problem, not your tenants. So what actually happens? You overprice the rent, the unit sits vacant for 2, 3, 4 months, and suddenly you've already lost more money in carrying costs than you would have lost just pricing it right from day one. A vacancy isn't just lost income, it's the mortgage, the insurance, the utilities, and your sanity, all bleeding out simultaneously. Then comes the second punch. Desperate to fill the unit, you rush the tenant screening process. You see a warm body with first month's rent in hand, and something in your brain whispers, good enough. And that whisper has bankrupted more landlords than any recession ever has. Skipping proper background checks, ignoring income verification, or overriding red flags because someone seems nice is how you end up with an eviction that costs you 3 to 6 months of lost rent plus legal fees plus property damage. The eviction process alone in many states can run $5,000 to $10,000 by the time it's over, and that's before you repaint, recarpet, and relist. Here's the irony that nobody talks about. The landlords who are the most generous, the most trusting, the most I just want to help someone, they're often the ones who get hurt the worst. Compassion without process is just expensive charity, and a rental property is a business, not a favor. Now let's talk about the deferred maintenance trap, because this one is sneaky. New landlords often inherit a property with small issues and choose to ignore them because fixing everything up front feels overwhelming and expensive, so they rent it out as is and cross their fingers. A slow leak under a sink becomes a mold remediation job. A flickering breaker becomes a full electrical panel replacement, and a tenant who mentioned it in month 2 is now threatening legal action in month 8. What would have cost you $200 in September cost you $12,000 in April, and now you also have a paper trail proving you knew. The historical pattern here is painfully consistent. Surveys of first-year landlords show that over 60% report a significant unexpected expense in year 1, and the majority trace it back to one of these 3 mistakes: wrong rent price, wrong tenant, wrong maintenance timing. The landlords who survive and thrive aren't smarter, they're just more systematic and less emotional about the whole thing. The fix isn't complicated, but it does require discipline. Set rent based on comparable units within a half-mile radius, not your mortgage payment. Use a written screening criteria checklist before you ever show the unit. And do a proper inspection with a licensed contractor before your first tenant ever touches a doorknob. These 3 steps cost you almost nothing compared to what skipping them will cost you. Position size matters too. Don't put every dollar you have into a single rental property with 0 cash reserves, because one bad month will make you a motivated seller instead of a patient investor. The landlords who build real wealth treat each property like a small business with its own operating budget, reserve fund, and performance metrics. There's actually something freeing about accepting that bad things will happen. A tenant will be late, something will break, a vacancy will stretch longer than expected, because once you accept that, you build the systems and reserves to handle it without panicking. Discipline, process, and liquidity will outlast any hot market or perfect tenant every single time. The landlords who make money aren't the ones who got lucky on their first deal. They're the ones who took the boring, unsexy steps that protected them when things got weird, because things always get weird. Consistency in your process is the only edge that compounds over time. Whether you're just starting out in real estate investing, need a contractor to get your property rent ready, or want to connect with the right lender to make your first or next deal happen, we can help. Check out our links in the description below.